The Thunderbird. Shapeshifter, spirit of vengeance, hero, villain. Those four things are what you need to know. The Thunderbird. The Thunderbird, for sure, for most tribes, will tell you that he was a spirit of vengeance, which would make him a villain to those of the non Native American variety of people, and a hero to those of the Native American variety of people. But did the Thunderbird ever attack other tribes? I guess you would have to ask other tribes to find out. I'm going to tap that up as a probably so. Can't say that about Coyote, but Thunderbird being a spirit of vengeance, you never know if he was summoned against other Native Americans, because Native Americans were also at war with each other over territories before they all found out that there was somebody coming that had a little bit more oomph besides a bow and arrow, or a spear, or a knife. So when you think about the Thunderbird, do not mistake it for the phoenix, or the firebird, or peacock. Don't mistake it for that, because the Thunderbird paled in comparison to these birds if you go by tribal legends. As again I said in the other video, if you go by tribal legends, the Thunderbird was bigger than a house. Now, can you imagine something as big as your house with the beak and talons that swoops down and kidnaps your children? And why did it kidnap and eat the children? Because back in those days, a child was a natural resource. They carry on your family legacy, they carry on the farm, they do all the things that you're going to die before they are, so that's their job, to carry on the legacy. Now, the Thunderbird's legend has many different roots in many different tribes, and has many different meanings, has many different analogies, and many different enigmatic things that can be said about the Thunderbird. But it obviously had to have a place to go. I would say, just like the legend of the werewolves or the skinwalkers, that it had to be a shapeshifter, and it had to blend in with everyone. When people talk about the Wendigo is a demon that possesses the human body after the human has committed the ultimate taboo of eating human flesh. But see, here's the thing. That legend changes with travels as well. And the same thing with the Ringaroo. The only thing that can stop the Ringaroo is to be cut by someone in that person's family or some shit. I'm probably not saying that legend right, especially since we're not dealing with that right now. We're only dealing with the Thunderbird. But the reason why I brought those other legends up is because each legend, whether you're talking to a Hopi about Coyote, or whether you're talking to a Navajo or a Cherokee about the Thunderbird, or about any legend, and even the Deer Woman who stomped men to death as a spirit of vengeance for beating up and raping women of the tribe. I do not know all of her legend, and I can dig deeper into that, but you guys probably want to Google the Deer Woman so that you can get the full effect from the people who are actually writing it from different tribal views. As I said, legends change tribally. There's no set rule to a legend when it comes to a Native American legend, because they have different names for the same thing, they have different words for the same thing, and they have different legends for the same people. You know, now if you want to go into someone like Sacagawea, or you want to go into someone like Pocahontas, you pretty much know their legends, because their legends, they haven't done anything exceptionally spectacular to become a folklore. Okay? Sacagawea took Lewis and Clark from the East Coast to the West Coast. Pocahontas saved John Smith. Swanto saved Thanksgiving. It's all, those are normal being legends. Alright? Kind of like what Chinese people would say, those legends there for Native Americans, what Bruce Lee has done for Kung Fu. Okay? Where when you start talking about their myths and legends and folklore, you have to go further back than Sacagawea and Pocahontas and Swanto. And you have to go back to where the the English settlers first came to the land and started doing it. And you probably have to go back further than that. But the truth be told, no matter what tribe you speak to, every tribe's legendary speak of them, and each tribe has a different version of that same person. So, when I wrote my graphic novel, I decided to use Coyote the Trickster as the main boss, and then the Yeti as his second in command. Now, the reason why I did that is because Coyote the Trickster is probably more well known. The Yeti is more hunted. No one's actually going around looking for Coyote the Trickster. No one's going around looking for the Thunderbird. But the Yeti, they have supposed video footage, which makes everybody want to go and try to find this thing. And here's what I say on that before I get back on Thunderbird. If they exist, because there have been many movies on Sci-Fi Channel, like 4 or 5 years back before they started the Sharknado stuff, they were on a Bigfoot kick. And they made all these things about Bigfoot, 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 Bigfoot. But the problem was, they made Bigfoot evil. And depending on what tribe you go to, Bigfoot was not always evil. It just depends on what location. Because some tribal people believe that Native Americans came and took the land from the Bigfoot people, or the Native Americans were hunting, were being led to this world by the Bigfoot people from Asia. Which is why are there so many different sightings around the world of Bigfoot? Now, we're off of Bigfoot. I'll do another video about Bigfoot, a whole nother thing. But I want to get back on the Thunderbird because I want to match the other video that I put up. And I could have just kept going, but I decided to make a second video. The thing with Thunderbird, he has to rest. I don't know if, like Coyote, if he was immortal. Because like I said, each legend's changed tribally. If he is immortal, well, he's really fucked up and let the tribe of Standing Rock down. No offense to any Sioux Indians, but if Coyote does exist, he's fucked up because he should have really helped the Sioux. And the Thunderbird also fucked up because he should have came and started flipping over cranes and shit so that they couldn't do this damn pipeline. So again, myth and legends, they have some grain of truth to them, but do they still believe in existing in our more modern world? Everybody's out there after Bigfoot. No one's after Coyote. No one's after the Deer Woman. No one's after Thunderbird. But we have to think back to when they gave you the legend of the Thunderbird, and it tells you that this bird is bigger than a house and would swoop down and kidnap children and eat them in one fell swoop. You have to think, God, do I really want that thing around here? But you also have to think, where can it go that no one can spot it because it's as big as a house? So here's my personal opinion on the Thunderbird. Because I also made that point in my graphic novel. I decided that the Thunderbird would have to be a shapeshifter. He would have to be able to blend in with society so that he can know who he's going to attack first. Sorry, Alf is about to fall out the corner. So that I don't look like a liar, Alf was about to fall out the corner. Okay, so that being said, the whole thing is he would have to be able to blend in with society. He would have to be able to go. He would have to have ears to find out and eyes on the ground to find out where or what the trouble is. So how else would he know his targets without talking to the medicine man or the chief, who were the two most spiritually connected figures in tribes, or the medicine woman, the wizards and stuff like that, for layman's terms. The ones we would consider probably crazy and alcoholic infested people now, but back in the day before alcohol ever came to the Native American society, I'm sure they had other ways of reaching spiritual enlightenment besides sweat lodges. There were prophets and things in every tribe of every person of every ethnicity. So could the Thunderbird have been one of them? Could the Thunderbird be one of the people in the tribe waiting to find out when his next meal is going to be, when the next child is he going to attack the next village over for whatever grievances they cause? I want you guys to think about that. I'm going to make a Bigfoot video now, really, really soon. I'm James Williams Jr. Remember, there are truth to every myth and legend. And our job is to either find it or ignore it. It's up to you to believe. I myself, I'm on the fence. I'm not going to say they don't exist because there's no proof that they don't. But on the same track, I can't say that they do exist because there's no proof that they do. But if you want my personal opinion, I'm going to walk that line. I'm going to believe it until they're disproved, or I'm going to not believe it until they are proven. And yes, I do watch Monster Hunters and things like that. And I'm watching this thing on YouTube called Strange But True Stories. And, if you haven't been a victim and if you're a skeptic, hey, that's your thing. But if you ever had a paranormal experience, it might bring you closer to the reality of there are things out here beyond human understanding. Maybe we should leave them alone. Maybe we should not. I'm more on the line of let's watch them from their environment, and as long as they don't fuck with us, we shouldn't fuck with them. However, curiosity also kills cats. I'm James Williams, cover habit number 2, BCMU. And the next video will be about Bigfoot. I'll still be wearing this outfit, and my hair will still be down. Okay.